Alright, let me be perfectly clear. We are talking about Game 6 of the Eastern Conference Finals. This isn't some regular season Tuesday night game in January, folks. This is where legacies are defined, where heroes are made, and where some, frankly, just don't show up. The New York Knicks are heading into the Lions' Den, Gainbridge Fieldhouse, to face the Indiana Pacers. The bright lights are on, the pressure is monumental, and one team is fighting for its playoff life. This is what basketball fans live for. This kind of intensity, this kind of drama, unfolding right before our very eyes. The New York Knicks are staring elimination straight in the face. There is no tomorrow if they don't get it done tonight. It's do or die, win or go home, put up or shut up. They clawed their way back in Game 5, showing some heart, some grit, but now they have to replicate that on the road. That is a completely different animal, ladies and gentlemen. The Pacers, on their home court, will be looking to slam the door shut and book their ticket to the NBA Finals. The weight on the Knicks' shoulders is immense. Every possession, every shot, every defensive stop is magnified. You can already feel the electricity, can't you? Gainbridge Fieldhouse will be absolutely rocking, a cauldron of noise and passion. Those Indiana fans, they are rabid, they are hungry, and they will be doing everything in their power to disrupt the Knicks. For New York, they have to block out that noise, they have to play with an incredible level of focus and determination. It's not just about X's and O's at this point, it's about mental fortitude. It's about who can handle the suffocating pressure of an elimination game in hostile territory. This is a true test of character. This game isn't just about advancing to the next round, it's about what this means for both these franchises right now. For the Knicks, a team that has battled injuries and exceeded expectations, getting to a Game 7 would be a monumental achievement. For the Pacers, a young, exciting team, this is their chance to prove they belong among the league's elite. Careers can be altered by performances in games like these. Players can etch their names into franchise lore, or conversely, they can shrink from the moment. We are about to find out who truly wants it more. Now, let's talk about what got us here to this pivotal Game 6. The New York Knicks, with their backs against the wall, absolutely had to win Game 5 at Madison Square Garden, and they delivered. They came out with the fire, the intensity, the desperation that was required. The final score was 111-94, a convincing victory that kept their season alive. They didn't just win, they made a statement that they weren't going down without a fight. That Garden crowd was electric, and the Knicks fed off that energy, playing with a renewed sense of purpose. This is the kind of effort they need to bottle up and bring to Indianapolis. And who was the main man, the catalyst, the absolute star of Game 5 for the Knicks? You already know the answer. Jalen Brunson, that's who. The man was sensational, dropping 32 points and leading his team like the all-star he is. He understood the assignment. He knew the season was on the line, and he put the team on his back. This is what superstars do in big moments. Brunson has been a warrior throughout these playoffs, battling through whatever defenses throw at him, and Game 5 was another masterclass in clutch performance. He simply refused to let his team lose that night. On the flip side, for the Indiana Pacers, Game 5 was a collective no-show from their key guys. Tyrese Halliburton and Pascal Siakam, their supposed 1-2 punch, combined for a measly 15 points. 15! Are you kidding me? That is an absolute disgrace in a conference finals game of this magnitude. You cannot have your star players disappear like that when so much is at stake. They looked lost, they looked tentative, and the Knicks made them pay. The Pacers need a serious gut check and a monumental bounce back from their leaders if they plan on closing this series out. So here we are, Game 6. It all goes down tonight, Saturday, May 31st, 2025. The battle will take place at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in Indianapolis, Indiana. Tip-off is scheduled for 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, so make sure you're tuned in. You can catch all the action live on TNT, TARU TV, or stream it on Max. There are no more excuses, no more second chances for the Knicks. This is it. The stage is set for what promises to be an absolutely enthralling contest, a true test of wills. I, for one, cannot wait to see how this unfolds. Perfect. Let's get down to the nitty-gritty, the numbers that the folks in Las Vegas are looking at, the betting odds for this massive Game 6. For the money line, the New York Knicks are the underdogs, sitting at plus 145. This means if you bet $100 on the Knicks to win outright, and they pull off the upset, you'd pocket a cool $145 profit. The Indiana Pacers, playing at home, are the favorites at minus 174. This means you'd have to wager $174 on the Pacers just to win $100. The odds makers clearly believe Indiana has the edge in their own building. Now, let's talk about the spread. The Pacers are favored by 4 points, so it's Pacers minus 4. This means if you bet on Indiana, they not only have to win the game, but they have to win by more than 4 points for your bet to cash. If you take the Knicks plus 4, they can either win the game outright or they can lose by 3 points or less, and you still win your bet. This line suggests a relatively close game, but with the home team expected to come out on top by a couple of possessions. It's a tricky line, especially with the Knicks fighting for survival. Then we have the over-under, the total number of points expected to be scored in the game by both teams combined. That number is set at 219 points. So, bettors have to decide if this will be a high-scoring offensive explosion, pushing the total over 219, or if the defenses will clamp down in this high-stakes environment, keeping the score under 219. Both teams have shown they can score, but playoff intensity often leads to tighter, lower-scoring affairs. This will be a fascinating aspect to watch as the game unfolds, especially with the pressure mounting. So, what are the so-called experts saying? Vaughn Dalzell, a respected voice, is looking at Jalen Brunson's point total, suggesting an over on 29.5 to 30.5 points. Brunson has been a scoring machine, hitting that over in 4 out of 5 games this series. Dalzell also leans towards the Knicks covering the plus 4 spread. Interestingly, he has a pre-existing bet on the Knicks to win in 6, so he's got skin in the game. The NBC Sports Bet model, on the other hand, actually recommends a play on the Indiana Pacers money line, but leans towards the Knicks covering the plus 4 spread. Conflicting signals, which tells you this game is a tough one to call. When you talk about the New York Knicks, you have to talk about Jalen Brunson. The man has been nothing short of spectacular. Look at his scores in this series alone: 43, 36, 23, 31, and 32 points in Game 5. He is the engine, the heart, and the soul of this Knicks team. He consistently delivers under pressure, and tonight, the spotlight will be blindingly bright on him. Can he conjure up another heroic performance on the road, in an elimination game, against a Pacers team desperate to finish the job? That, my friends, is the million-dollar question for New York. He needs to be superhuman. For the Indiana Pacers, the response has to come from Tyrese Haliburton and Pascal Siakam. Their disappearing act in Game 5 was simply unacceptable, as I said before. These are all-star caliber players. They are paid the big bucks to deliver in moments like these. Haliburton needs to control the tempo, make smart decisions, and be an offensive threat. Siakam needs to use his experience and versatility to impact the game on both ends of the floor. If these two don't step up significantly tonight, the Pacers could find themselves on a plane back to New York for a Game 7, and nobody wants that kind of pressure. Let's look at some trends. The Knicks have been surprisingly good against the spread on the road, covering in 7 of their last 10 away games. They have a road record of 24-17 with a positive point differential. That shows they can compete away from Madison Square Garden. However, the Pacers are formidable at home, boasting an 8-2 record in their last 10 games at Gainbridge Fieldhouse. And get this, the Pacers have won 18 of their last 20 home matchups against teams with worse records. The numbers paint a picture of a classic unstoppable force meeting an immovable object. Alright, here's the bottom line. My final word, this is going to be an absolute battle. The Knicks have shown incredible fight, incredible resilience. Jalen Brunson is a certified star, but playing on the road in an elimination game against a Pacers team that got embarrassed in Game 5 and will be playing with a chip on their shoulder, that is a tall, tall order. I expect Haliburton and Siakam to bounce back. I expect that Indiana crowd to be a factor. While my heart appreciates the Knicks fight, my head says the Pacers, at home, find a way to close this out. It will be close, it will be gritty, but I'm leaning towards the Indiana Pacers ending this series tonight. They better prove me right. Don't forget to subscribe and like for more.